19 minutes.
Coming.
No, he doesn't like to be late.
School's a 10-minute drive.
Yeah, and there's never any traffic on Friday morning.
9-minute pad built in. You'll take him to school Monday. I'm going to the company retreat right after work tonight, and then from the retreat straight back to work Monday morning.
What's this retreat anyway? We're gonna sing the company song?
We don't have a company song. That's why we need a retreat, to build team spirit.
Sure you have everything you need? You can get chilly in the evenings.
Be fine.
Bye, Philip. Bye, sweetie. Chicken burgers, please. Thank you.
The usual.
Dad, steak again.
Throw something green on the plate.
Yeah, I'll have the same as Mr. St. Clair.
He takes his rare.
Okay, sure. All right, I'm gonna hit the jump. What's wrong?
Isn't there something you want to tell me? About your friends at the bowling club.
They're not my friends. I don't even know who they are. They came out of nowhere. They want me to help them rip off this dealer I know. They said if I didn't do it, they were gonna hurt Adele.
Why didn't you tell me?
They warned me not to talk to you.
Does Adele know? Good. Keep playing along with them.
What are you gonna do?
The fire started in the underground garage. Norman's posted extra men at every jewelry store in case the fire was a diversion for a robbery.
Normand, you were here first.
My wife and I were taking cooking classes at the Ritz. We learned how to make ricotta cheese.
Sir, the report said there was a body.
Meet Mr. Alanik.
I was driving into the garage. I never trust this car to a valet. On the second level, there was a car blocking the way. It had a fender bender with a parked car. The smoke and flames coming from its undercarriage, and I honked, but the driver didn't move.
The driver sitting in the car on fire.
Yeah, I had to back out, all the way to the top. I hit a pillar there, and the smell of the smoke, I will never get that out of the upholstery.
So you saved your car and not the other driver?
It's a Ferrari. Did he mention that?
Seatbelt was still fastened. Call me crazy, but if my car's on fire, I'd want to get out.
Car's registered to a Philippe Roquin.
What killed him?
Stood in his nostril, so most likely smoke inhalation.
He has a monthly parking permit, so he must be a regular. Maybe he works in Place Vendôme.
Have you checked his hands?
Third-degree burns and missing fingernails.
The fingernail. He was clawing at the seatbelt, trying to open it.
It's a bad time for your seatbelt to jam.
What a coincidence.
Philippe Roquin has been our internal accounts controller for 16 years. This is so sudden. I knew he was ill, but Dad, are you sure?
Is this him?
A diamond.
Yeah. My God. What happened? He was in the fire in the garage?
You said he'd been sick.
Yeah, he left early on Friday afternoon. When he didn't come in this morning, I called his home, but his wife said he had a stomach flu.
What exactly did he do here?
He managed our internal capital flow between our branches in New York, Los Angeles, Rome, Geneva, Moscow.
He moved money around. Can you check what he did Friday before he left?
This was Philippe's desk. Let me see. He opened a letter of credit with one of our precious stone suppliers. He repatriated some euros from our Shanghai branch and... Wait, that's odd. He transferred 100,000 to an account in Malta.
Let me guess. You don't have an account in Malta.
No, we don't. I don't know how Philippe got the codes to do something like this. I have to open an investigation.
We can help you with that.
He wasn't feeling well. Something with his stomach.
What time did he leave this morning?
Oh, I don't know. I took my son to school. I did some errands, and when I got back, Philippe was gone. He must have been feeling better. He was very conscientious.
Did you notice anything unusual about him this weekend? Anything he said or did?
He was at a company retreat all weekend. He just got back this morning.
His work didn't mention anything about a retreat. They just said he'd left work early Friday.
Yes, to the retreat. What does it matter? Philippe's dead. Murdered.
Mrs. Rocan, we suspect your husband may have been embezzling money from his company.
I don't know anything about money. I need to get my son.
We're going with you.
No,
You shouldn't be driving along like this.
I'll take a taxi. Please, I need to be with my son.
Gas tank was punctured with a flathead screwdriver and then lit on fire. As for the seatbelt assembly, the latch release was damaged, probably with a hammer. Your victim was a sitting duck.
So they killed him and tried to make it look like an accident.
The 100,000 was in another Malta account in less than a day, head of a parts unknown. There's no sign of it in Mr. Khan's personal accounts.
16 years of honest work, and then he sticks his hand in the cookie jar. Ah, a ray of light.
Roca had pre-mortem bruises on his body, cut on his lip, and his tox report came back positive for hypnol.
Somebody drugged him and worked him over?
Fun and games at the company retreat.
The phantom retreat should go with the phantom illness. Check Mrs. Rocan's finances. We told her her husband was murdered. She didn't ask who, how, why.
She already knows.
Part of her story holds. Mr. Khan wasn't home Friday night. His credit card was used to guarantee a hotel room in Moles, which is a very pretty place.
He checked in Friday evening. He paid for the weekend. He went out for dinner, but he never came back.
How do you know?
Well, the maid went in Saturday, and the bed wasn't slept in. It wasn't slept in Sunday either, or last night. This morning, we put the suitcase in storage. He brought this with him. It was left in an ice bucket.
1997, Blonde Noir. He checked in alone?
Yes.
Well, he's got condoms and erection pills. He obviously wasn't planning on being alone for long.
Maybe his wife had other plans for him.
Anytime you want to see me, you don't need an appointment, Joe.
This is business, not personal.
Still in the wagon. Well, good for you.
My daughter's boyfriend, Yannick Moore. I want your parents to leave him alone.
Yeah, well, they're doing a piece of work together, aren't they?
This was your idea. You found out he was connected to me. Cut him loose, Charlie.
Doesn't work like that.
You see, my guys, they run my errands for me. They collect my debts. Past that, they're free to run their own business however they choose. As long as it doesn't come back to me, of course.
This is going to come back on you.
Well, I don't really think you're in any position to make threats, Joe. I mean, your precious Adele, she's been stealing pills from the hospital. Well, it'd be very easy for me to put the finger on her. She'd do some time. She'd lose her nurse's license. Hell, she may even end up like her mother, the late beloved Helen.
So Rakan embezzles 100 grand and runs off for a romantic weekend with an unnamed mistress. Pathetic. Have we identified this mistress?
No, we're still checking phones and emails.
Right. But for the murder, you like the wife.
She lied to us. And Rokan was screwing around. I hear women don't like that.
Actually, sometimes it's a relief. If she was behind it, she must have paid someone to do it.
Well, Norman's checking the finances.
Well, hello. Mrs. Rokan has $4,000 in a savings account. No big transactions going in and out.
But there was a wealthy aunt in Zurich with an art collection.
She died 2 years ago. Mrs. Rokan was made one of the heirs. A month later, deductions started from the checking account for a safe deposit box in another bank.
So she sold the art and stashed the cash in this box.
Dipped into it to pay the hitman?
Or the box could have her baby teeth and letters from her first crush.
Here she is, entering the bank at 11:42 a.m. on Saturday. She went into a private booth to access her safe deposit box.
Do you have any video from inside the booth?
No, that's why it's called a private booth.
Show us the video of her leaving.
Walking out, 11:55.
Freeze it. The bag. There. She had no bag when she came in.
Maybe she had it in her purse and she filled it up with stuff from the safe box.
Play it.
How did she seem when you talked to her?
Out of sorts. She said she'd been up all night with a stomach bug.
Back it up. Here. That guy. He's got her bag. She paid him.
It's a coincidence. Lots of people have that bag.
No, stop lying to us. You gave a bag full of money to that man. Why?
I didn't. Leave me alone.
You're afraid. What are you afraid of?
You. I'm afraid of you. You're trying to put me in jail.
You're not afraid of us. Who are you afraid of?
Please, you have to leave. They're watching the building.
Who is?
The people who kidnapped my husband. They're watching me. I got a call Saturday morning. Told me to go to the computer to type in a link.
Show us.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. These people will kill me. They know about the money in the box. Get it, all of it, and give it to a man outside the bank at noon today. If you don't, they'll kill me. And they'll kill Michelle. They know where he goes to school. They know everything. Don't tell anyone. For me. For Michelle.
You see, he did kill Philippe. A woman called me and told me that if I told anyone that they would kill Michelle, my little boy's all that I have left.
She said no one even knew about the safe deposit box, not even their accountant.
Something you might tell your mistress.
Well, Rokan told his, and she told her pals. I mean, they must have figured Rokan was easy pickings.
It was easy. Must have been the girl's idea to embezzle the 100 grand. I can't wait to meet her.
Well, we're working on it. We have calls from a no-name cell phone number, and we think Rokan had a secret email address.
There is also this. Was on Rokan's hand. Looks like a stamp you get at a discotheque.
There can't be too many of those near his hotel in Mo.
Yeah, Friday night, Blue Star.
Did you see him that night? Why, is that your dad? I saw him. He, Hey! Knock it off! I'll be back.
They've got their eyes on you.
What?
Redhead over there. Brunette with big tits at the bar. You could have any role.
Yeah, but have I mentioned that I'm married?
Only 10 times a day for the last 2 years. I don't think they'd mind.
Sorry, you were saying this guy.
Yeah, he came in early. Had a couple of drinks, couldn't hold the stuff.
He got up to dance with his girlfriend that he fell on the floor. A girl and a couple of guys carried him out to the street.
The girl doped his drink.
Is that what it was? I thought she had a habit of dating drunks.
What do you mean, a habit? She's been here before?
I thought I recognized her from a month ago. Same thing.
The date didn't stand up. The girl had a couple of guys came out to the street.
Can you describe these guys?
I don't look at guys.
The girl, what did she look like?
Like her. Or, her. Or her.
None of those three look alike.
Oh, they don't? Maybe I didn't get such a good look after all.
Roxanne wasn't their first kidnapping. They've done it before.
Which means they'll do it again.
When did I start? Why do you need to know? It didn't matter before.
Now it matters.
Last year, when Mom got too sick, I needed money to take care of her, and Yannick knew where to sell the pills. I was careful. I never stole from my own department.
But the new pills were missing. They could trace them to you.
What's going on, Daddy?
Someone is forcing Yannick to do a robbery. If he says no, they'll tell the hospital you stole the pills.
And then it's simple. I'll turn myself in.
You're not going to do that.
They'll take my nursing license, so well, find something else to do.
You stole hundreds of pills. They're going to turn you over to the police. Doesn't matter that you're my daughter. They'll put you in jail. And then what happens to your kid? You're not going to do anything. You hear me?
So lucky I met you in the park yesterday. Nice guys are hard to find, especially ones with sexy eyes and strong hands. That was 4 weeks ago, and 2 weeks later, Mr. Rocan received this email. My sexy tiger, you are so good. I want you inside me all the time.
This is getting you hurt, Normal?
I prefer to read recipes. Mr. Rocan's friend was working under a dozen proxies. It'll take a while to trace her.
Well, you don't have a while. This gang is on a schedule. Have we had any luck tracking the victim from last month?
No. Either he's escaped and keeping his mouth shut, or...
Oh, the body hasn't been found yet.
The last email received was 3 days before Mr. Rocan disappeared. Nothing's impossible, my tiger. You can get 100,000 from the store, easy. Just do like I told you, and we can be together forever.
She told him how to embezzle from his company. Why would she know better about it than someone who's worked there for 16 years?
The money came from an account belonging to our New York branch, which Rocan wasn't authorized to access.
But couldn't he have figured out the codes?
No, the system's compartmentalized.
But your people in New York know the codes.
Anyone who worked in the finance department there would.
Any of those people here now?
Yes, I think there are.
You know what I miss most about New York? The informality. The freedom to eat like this outside by myself.
The freedom to be left alone.
Which I'm not enjoying right at this very minute. I don't know anything about Rocan, except that he was a boor.
Some people thought he was a tiger.
Rocan? A tiger?
The tiger and the thief.
The money he embezzled from the New York office, he didn't know how to get it. But you do.
You think I helped him? I didn't even like him. And I'm not the only one who knows how New York works.
Your boss said you were.
He's an idiot. There was someone else. I had the clerk working for me, Gabrielle Brochu. She was always trying to meet the clients. Hook the big fish, she used to say.
And what happened to her?
Cost cutting. Last year, your tiger, Raquin, fired a half dozen clerks, including Gabrielle.
How did she take that?
About how you'd expect.
Where can we find her now?
Probably lying under somebody she thinks has money. Ask her father. He's in an old age home in Orleans. She used to call him every day.
What do you want with Gabrielle? Huh? She's a good girl. Visits me every chance she gets.
The last time, when was that?
3 months ago. She calls me, writes me every week. I read her letters with a magnifier. How was that? How close did I get?
Pretty close.
You see that woman sitting over there reading? She thinks I'm just a blind old man. I want to show her that I can still hit the target. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. Try again and aim for my voice. So, this daughter of yours, Gabrielle, where can we find her?
Why should I tell you? With cops, you know, it's never good news.
You want to hit the target or not?
All right, all right. She got a job in Fresno 3 months ago. Clerk in an office. I have the address here in my pocket. Keep talking.
An office job. You must be very proud of her.
Yeah. How was that?
Perfect. Practically kissing the target.
Oh.
Now let's see that address.
I got that from her yesterday. Now don't lose it. But Diana, come see. I made a perfect shot.
This return address. This is a very familiar address.
There's no Gabrielle Brochu working here as a clerk or in any capacity. But we do have an inmate by that name, serving 9 months on a drug charge.
Starting when? 3 months ago?
Yeah, exactly.
A good girl who doesn't want to break her father's heart.
Behind bars for the last 3 months is almost a perfect alibi.
Almost.
Please don't tell my father I'm in here. It'll kill him.
Well, what we say or don't say depends on what you tell us about Philippe Raquin. You remember him, right? He got you fired.
How can I forget? Loser.
But you had a higher opinion of him a few weeks ago. My sexy tiger. You are so good, I want you inside me all the time.
I didn't write that.
Well, somebody wrote it. And somebody showed Raquin how to use a New York bank code so he could steal money from his store. Then they had him kidnapped. That somebody was a woman.
So you came to see me?
You're a woman, obviously. Yeah, you know the codes.
But I'm in prison. Last time I had somebody inside me was 3 months ago.
You're not always in prison. You're serving less than a year on a non-violent drug charge. That means you get weekend furloughs. The math isn't so hard. You give up your accomplices on the outside, you get to see your dad in a couple of years.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've got 6 months left on my bit. They're teaching me cooking. I don't do kidnappings, I do soufflés.
Kidnapping? I can't imagine Gabrielle getting mixed up with anything like that.
We'll still need to see a copy of her furlough records.
Sure. The police, they don't like furloughs.
We love them. We get to keep in shape by chasing down the same people twice.
The system isn't perfect, but it's an invaluable rehabilitation tool.
Citroen DS. My grandfather had one of these.
Yeah, I inherited one from my uncle. I'm fixing it up.
Classy. I used to steal them just for the pleasure of the ride. Another lifetime, Warden.
So, last weekend, was it? Okay, yes, here you go. Gabrielle had a furlough on Friday evening. She went to see her half-sister in Paris.
Gabby's a good person. A good mom. She visits Dominic all the time. She loves him so much.
This is her baby.
Yeah. I'm taking care of him until she gets out.
Tell us about her visit on Friday night.
She stayed here the whole night like the rules say she has to, and she went back to the prison on Saturday morning.
Do you have anything to prove that she was here all night? I mean, besides your word?
I took pictures of her and the baby. See? Check the date, the time. We stayed in all night playing with the baby. It's so hard for Gabby being away from him.
This photo here of the two of you, who took that? The baby? Who was here that night?
Gabby's boyfriend. She's not supposed to have any contact with him. I went out to give him some time alone, but I swear Gabby did not leave the apartment.
And she's mother of the year.
She does her best. When Dominic had a fever 2 weeks ago, she called at all hours of the night to check on him.
All night? From the prison?
Yes, even at 3 in the morning.
She's using a smuggled cell phone.
Maybe to make the ransom calls, too.
That phone is the same one used to call Mr. O'Can by the woman who seduced him, and the same phone they used to call Mrs. O'Can when her husband was kidnapped.
So the seduction, the kidnapping...
It's all coming from inside the prison.
Sinclair? Head to Rock. Narcotics. You got a minute?
Sure.
A few weeks ago, you pulled the sheet on this kid, Yannick Morin. We've been running surveillance on this mid-level dope dealer on the 20th. 2 days ago, we intercepted this call.
Yeah. Hey, it's Yannick. Oh, yeah, man, what's up? Hey, I'm gonna be in your neighborhood late on Friday. Okay if I come up? Yeah. Yeah, okay, hit me up an hour before. Yeah, cool. See you then. Later.
Yannick sounds like a player. I wanted to check in with you in case you had something going with him.
No. The security camera picked up his motorcycle near a crime scene. Turned out to be nothing. It's all yours.
Okay. Thanks.
They have him on tape with that dope dealer.
So what are you gonna do?
If I tell that drug cop who Yannick is, Adele will get dragged into it.
If you warn Yannick that the drug dealer's under surveillance, won't narcotics know that you're the leak?
Exactly. Yannick will show up with those punks, to rob the dealer, and narcotics will be there. If he is not shot, he'll be arrested.
And then this all might just fall back on Adele.
And I don't want my grandkid growing up with this mother in jail.
No, but you'll be there for the baby. And you'll be there for Adele when she gets out.
I don't make plans so far ahead.
God does.
If he's got something to say, he knows where to find me. I've got a badge and a gun, connection all over the city. If I can't protect my daughter, what the hell good am I?
You're a proud man, Joe. But this might be one thing that's just out of your control.
I might have used a contraband cell phone, so what? My kid was sick.
Where's that phone now?
I don't know, I passed it on.
Well, we're searching your cube as we speak. We find that phone, you're done.
I think I'll survive losing my TV privileges.
We traced calls on that phone to Philippe Racan. We know it was used to make a ransom demand to his wife.
Here you go. Doing the math again. You remember now? The person who lent you the phone is the same person you told how to steal the money from the jewelry store. She set up the kidnapping. You just figured that out, didn't you?
Who was it? A guard, another prisoner?
I have to live with these people. If I start snitching... I don't know anything.
There's no phone in her cell.
Just lock down the prison and search it.
I just can't do that. I need a formal request. And anyway, the idea that there's a kidnap ring operating inside my prison, I mean, these women just aren't that clever.
Exactly how many minutes have you been awarded?
I've worked within the correctional system for 13 years. I am not naive.
Just search the prison. I'll get you your request. And I want a list of Gabrielle's cellmates. The people she worked with in the kitchen The guard's in her unit.
I'll get it for you as soon as I can.
Joe, Normand's been tracing that cell phone. A call was made from it 2 hours ago to a residence in Return Avenue.
Fancy neighborhood.
You must be mistaken. I haven't had a phone call.
Yes, you did, just over 2 hours ago.
Maybe a sales call? I hung up.
We know that you spoke for just over 6 minutes.
I'm sorry. I can't help you.
Excuse me. Where is your husband?
He's working.
Can we call him?
He's unreachable. He's on a business trip, a company retreat.
They say they're gonna kill me. Please, just give them what they want.
You should go. I can't be talking to you.
They also threaten your son.
Yes, and I'm going to give them the money, so...
The last time this happened, ma'am, the wife didn't contact the police either. She paid the ransom and her husband still ended up being killed.
I don't know what to do.
Let us help you.
They've given me till tomorrow, Friday, noon.
We'll find them before that. The other victim was kidnapped by a woman he was having an affair with.
No, my husband's not like that. He's worked in the same investment firm for over 20 years. He's home every night.
I understand. Is there anyone you know who might be in prison? A woman?
There's my niece. We took her in after my sister died. My sister was an alcoholic. She was wild. We did everything we could, but she kept running away.
Aunt Genevieve, did she send her love?
Your uncle's been kidnapped, Desiree. They're threatening to kill him.
Your concern is touching.
They don't care about me. I don't care about them.
You'll care when you end up with a life sentence for kidnap and murder.
I don't know anything about anything. I'm in here.
She's never had a furlough. She keeps getting into fights.
That makes it simple. Who in here have you told about your uncle's money?
Well, look, if he's wealthy, isn't it just as likely someone outside the prison knew?
I never talk about my aunt and uncle. They don't exist for me. Can I go back to my cell now?
Desiree is incarcerated because she beat up an old woman to steal her bingo winnings. She is not a master criminal.
Maybe you can help us find one.
Here are the furlough logs and the logs of all the computers that the inmates had access to. Anything else?
We'll let you know.
Kidnapping ring right under his nose is not going to look very good on his resume. Okay, so I have 4 possible inmates who either bunked with or worked with both Gabrielle and Desiree. So they could have gotten the information they needed for both the kidnappings.
None of them had furloughs the weekend Aucun was kidnapped. Except this one, Vanessa Serfati. She had furloughs on other weekends.
So?
She's doing 4 years for home invasion robbery. She's not eligible for furloughs.
Hey, why are you putting me into isolation? I didn't violate any regs.
Desiree's uncle's been kidnapped. We're just checking with all her friends.
What but me? You throw into ISO.
Well, don't feel so persecuted. They're moving 4 other girls in there too, including Desiree and Gabrielle. Right, Warden?
Yeah, that's right.
This is nice. You have the whole cell to yourself.
Yeah, well, one of her cellmates was moved to the medical wing 4 weeks ago, and the other one was released last week.
And they said prisons are overcrowded.
You're welcome to move in.
Ganesh, my favorite Hindu god. Oh, expensive stuff. They sell this in the prison canteen?
My mother brings it to me. Helps to kill the stink of prison.
Warden, Miss Serfati has a complaint.
Okay, that's it. Let's move the prisoner.
The bank won't give me the money till Saturday. They've been asking lots of questions. Please, just one more day is the best I can do. I want you to send another video. My son knows something is wrong. He won't stop crying. I want my husband to say something to him, something reassuring. Send me another video, or you get nothing from me. They agreed to the new deadline, and they said they would send a video.
You did very well.
I can't believe Leon would get in this trouble over a woman. How could he?
Guy on the other end sounds nervous.
Because the brains of the operation is in an isolation cell with no access to a cell phone.
Your Miss Surfety's racked up quite a resume. At 18, she used to seduce tourists and rob them back at the hotel room. Her last conviction for home invasion, she had 2 male accomplices who used to beat the homeowners. They were never caught.
There's probably the 2 that are running this kidnapping ring with her now.
Except that she needed to get out of prison to meet Rakan in the park and to meet him at the discotheque. And her furloughs don't coincide with those dates.
With the furloughs that we know about.
She shouldn't have any furloughs at all. But a warden can write his own rules.
Warden? Really? With Vanessa Surfety?
He was looking at her like a man looks at a woman. He's a warden. He should be looking at her like a grocer looks at oranges.
Find out where Warden Catan was during Vanessa's furloughs.
I'm sorry, my husband wants dinner on the table the minute he gets home.
Soup, spoons, salad, fork, fish and dessert. You feed him well.
Always 4 courses, he insists.
Mrs. Catan, we're investigating complaints about abuse from prison guards. We think it happened during your husband's absence, but we just want to check on a few dates to see if he was working. The first one is 3 weekends ago, the 7th.
He was at a prison services conference all weekend.
Okay, and of last month, the weekend of the 15th.
A seminar. He was late home both days. He's busy most weekends. Either work or fixing that old car his uncle gave him.
That perfume, is it yours?
My daughter's. She works in a perfume store. She brings home bottles. Could wear a dead skunk around my neck and Olivier wouldn't notice.
Maybe he's just overworked.
He started reading books on Hinduism. He bought a travel book on India. Every year we've gone to the same camping ground in Brittany for the holidays, and now he's thinking about India. I want to go to India.
I don't think he plans on inviting her.
Can't do it, Joe. These kids who work for Charlie, they're crazier than we were. You know Charlie. You're either with him or against him. He's not gonna lift a finger for you, man. This kid Yannick, forget him. Can't help him.
Daddy's had a little accident, but I'm fine. I'm gonna be back real soon. You take care of Mommy. Make sure she doesn't worry. I love you, Nicholas.
They're keeping him alive just long enough to get the ransom.
I wouldn't even count on that. The longer they don't hear from Miss Surfety, the more nervous they'll get.
No, she probably knows where they're hiding him.
What about the warden? What do we think he knows?
He's a patsy, nothing more. By now, he probably figured out what she's up to. He's just trying to save his own skin.
A little gray man with a little gray house and a little gray wife. Oh, the classic Citroen DS.
You need to get Miss Surfety to talk. Soon.
She's locked up in prison, and so is the warden. Let's bring them some news from the outside world. Meet me downstairs.
It's over? You rescued the gentleman?
No, but we caught one of the kidnappers in the ransom drop. He was injured and he's in surgery now, so we won't be able to talk to him until he gets out. But we'll convince him to tell us where the victim's being kept.
And to identify the woman who helped them.
But you still suspect the victim's niece, right?
Her and the others.
Which is why we're gonna need Gabrielle and Desiree and Vanessa and the others to stay in isolation.
We don't want them talking to each other or anyone else.
I understand.
It's only for another few hours.
And then we'll know everything. We'll come back when we have news. You have great coffee here.
It's better than the battery acid we get down at the station.
The warden takes good care of us. How long till you get the okay to leave?
Should be any minute now.
Stop your whining and just write.
Sorry, are we interrupting something?
No, Miss Surford was just making her way back to isolation.
She wasn't supposed to leave isolation.
I'm still in charge of everything that happens in this institution. You know, she asked for a change in vocational training, so she had to sign some forms, which I can then complete over the weekend. So, what, this guy talked?
What do you think? Let me see the form she signed. Oh, a fellow pass for Miss Surford.
It's for next week, just to see my parents.
This has today's date on it. What were you doing, running away to India?
Are you taking him with you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
We spoke to your wife.
We know all about your prison seminars, weekend conferences, all of the dates which coincide with Miss Sarfati's weekend furloughs.
God, my people are talking with the kidnapper right now. I'll get a call and then it's over. For her and for you.
For me?
Wait, don't listen to them.
I didn't know what she was doing.
She was your lover. You gave her a furlough so she could seduce other men and kidnap them.
But I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything till you guys came to the prison.
You gave her a cell phone, you let her use your computer.
Yeah, but she wanted to stay in touch with her parents.
Shut your stupid mouth.
You know what? I wouldn't listen to her. Any minute now, she's about to say this is all your idea.
You better start talking before my phone rings.
I didn't do anything bad. I just fell in love.
You were helping her escape.
I was going to get a divorce. We were going to run away together, spend the rest of our lives.
He doesn't know what he's saying.
Time is running out, Warden. Where are they keeping the kidnapped victim?
I don't know. She didn't tell me that.
You're pathetic. I'm the only good thing in your pathetic life.
She doesn't mean that. She doesn't mean that. I mean, you know, the first weekend together, we went out to Gratuit, to my uncle's place where I keep a car in the garage. And I showed it. I was going to fix it up when I had time. She said I looked like a kid with a hot rod. She said it looked sexy. You said you'd ride away with me.
This garage. You go there often?
I know, I don't have any time.
Where is it? Write it down.
This is St. Clair. Stand by for a location on a kidnapped victim.
You in that stupid car! It was all a trick. They didn't catch anyone. They didn't know anything.
No, but now we do.
You're safe now, Mr. Bachelot.
Go ahead.
Everything's all right. Your family's safe, too.
Thank you, thank you. They were going to kill me. I have to see my son, my wife.
They will join you at the hospital.
Does my wife know?
Everything. She knows everything.
Doesn't look like Cat changed so much as a spark plug on that car. It's not even a socket wrench in here.
Yeah, it makes you wonder why he bothered keeping it.
You had to. It's the stuff that dreams are made of.
Daddy, Yannick got arrested. He's been here since 7. He was on his motorcycle when they pulled him over, and they said it was stolen.
It's a mistake. Somebody got the wrong license plate. Don't worry.
Yannick!
Oh, baby, am I happy to see you? What a screw-up.
Police and 6 others were arrested tonight during a botched robbery of a drug house in Clichy. Narcotics police had the location under surveillance for 3 weeks when 4 armed men attempted to break into the house and rob the occupants of drugs and money. We'll have more on this as the information comes in. Coming up next after the break, it's Susie with sports. Steve-O with the weather.
Lucky you.